What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Lamont's Gym and Custom Live Show, the number 3 podcast. Oh, I'm back. Enjoyed my time off, but it's back to the grind. As I told you in previous shows, I'm gonna start doing all my recording with this device. It's kind of hard uploading. It's easier when I edit, but it's harder when I upload. I have to get a usable what's the word? Hell, my brain is leaving me. I have to get a usable download, I guess, whatever the case may be, or sharing to share, and I have to share it to all my other platforms. I have to download it and get it on a couple of platforms. So it is what it is. Like I said earlier, I'm gonna transition to this device. I like it a whole lot more, better clarity, and all that good stuff. I just got through trying to get everything back in order. When you leave for a minute, no matter what job it is, you come back, and if you OCD like I am, hell, you want everything to be as you left it. But of course, that's not the case. Briefly wanted to mention that watching a little bit of news this morning, got a little bit of good news when it comes to what's going on in the Middle East. I did not know that the ceasefire, the bombing, and the drone dropping and all that stuff had stopped for 2 weeks. I kind of distanced myself a little bit from the news, just a little bit, just to get some sanity back. So it's been 2 weeks for that. Operation now is the United States is going to have a blockade on the strait there in that part of the waters, not allowing anybody in or out. So that's going to put pressure on Iran, both financially. I mean, think about it. No one can leave this country via air or sea. Incredible. That's incredible. Can't wait to get my little arm stand thing, so I can, have different views. Think it'll be here in a couple of days. No, it'll be here in a week. So when I get that, things will be much better when it comes to using this device. As I said in a previous podcast, about 3-4 days ago, I can't remember. So many people that were on the MAGA train have gotten off. Some are, giving the movement and the leaders of the movement a little bit of grace. Primarily the president. Some are going at him full force. I don't know where this is coming from. I really don't. But I said over and over and over again, when these people with all this money, and even the people that are not loaded with money, they just don't know what to do. This is stupid. Stupid in my opinion. Just stupid. And when you have that level of stupidity, I mean, and listen, look, Lamar, what do you mean by stupid? So let's go with the rich folks. Your Candace Owens and all these. It's like, does she want? And listen, I'm not putting Candace down. I'm not jumping on the bandwagon. People want to kill her and all this good stuff. I'm not one of them. I'm just somebody that said, Candace, you was once a liberal. You got your mind right. You come over to the conservative side, and now, you want to criticize everything to do with the conflict, You want to criticize everything to do with TPUSA. And maybe you have grounds for it. Maybe you have something that everybody else don't see and understand. You know, this character Alex Jones. I don't know who Alex Jones is. Apparently, he was somebody who was on the Trump train. Now he's off. Then you got your low level people that are not down with us helping Israel. Getting off the love affair with us and Trump is gone. I don't see it in my neck of the woods. I don't feel it through the people I communicate with. We're all MAGA. And we all good. Some people in the Christian community have said that he put some picture up with him dressed as Christ or something like that, and I think he said no, that's not what he did. People are so stupid and sensitive; they take anything literally. I looked at that and didn't give two shits, but people want to criticize, no matter who you are. People want to criticize. They say like, well, hell, he think he's Jesus. No, he don't. They're like, he ain't got no religious side in him. He ain't this and he ain't that. Listen, if he is, like, he's a damn good president. The best of my lifetime, the best in history. I don't care about him, using, the religious terms, or what was it, the Muslim thing he did. I don't care about all that. I don't think he's mocking anybody. I don't think Donald Trump is Donald Trump. He is who he is. So it's actually kind of depressing a little bit, because a lot of people I ain't gonna say a lot, a few people that I listen to on a daily basis when it comes to podcasting, has gone down that road. Have gotten off the Trump train, have gotten off the MAGA movement, and it is what it is. To each his own. That's why I kind of distance myself a little bit from the news and a lot of that stuff in the past week, man. Just to want to hear it. And like I said, it was depressing, demoralizing, that all these people that fought and, used their platforms to promote this dude, to promote his agenda, and just because he put up a little meme or something, you want to get mad. But that's where we are in the world, man, so it is what it is. What else is going on? Had a birthday, and I think my youngest daughter, was the first to send me something, via text. My oldest daughter said happy birthday the day before when we was at the softball game. Then I got a little treat a day after my birthday from my two grandboys and their mom, and that was beautiful. That was really heartfelt. I really enjoyed that. One thing that's concerning me is that I was going to put out a piece. I was going to write out a piece, put it on Facebook, because I really want to do a documentary when it comes to my old high school. But somebody said something to me. It's like, when you put when you had your platform going to your Facebook, nobody cared, man. None of your classmates, nobody that is tied to Walter Weber gave two shits about your content. So why would they give a shit about a documentary that you're doing for the high school? I'm gonna do it anyway. Whether I get that support or not, that don't bother me. It don't. It should, but it don't. The reason I say it should, people who went to this high school, like I did, ought to be proud of it. I'm proud of it. But I can't make anybody else feel the way I do about anything, so it is what it is. And down here in Alabama, I've noticed something in the past couple of weeks. This dude I listen to on YouTube, Ryan Hall, meteorologist. He has been live probably about 6 or 7 times in the past couple of weeks, and it's all been in the Midwest. Storms, flash flooding and all this good stuff. I'm like, why haven't any of them systems reached us? We haven't had rain in over a month. And for the past 2 weeks, right there on the western border of Mississippi, going west, all the way up, north, all the way up into the Michigan, as far west as Kansas and Missouri, and the south is Texas, storms. But east of the Mississippi, especially where we are, Georgia and Alabama, nothing. We haven't even had any moisture come up out of the Gulf for us. And that's strange. This time of year, March, April, and May, that's pretty much considered our rainy season. I know summertime going into the fall, it's hurricane season, and we get a lot of that. We get a brunt of the hurricane stuff. But March, April, May is our rainy season, and we haven't gotten any. It's been a statewide no burn warning up for the past, like I said, 2 or 3 weeks. So don't know when the rain is coming, but as the song say, the rain's gonna come. Oh, what else is going on in the world, y'all? I feel some kind of way being back at work. I really don't want to be here. I want to be at home. But then again, to get back into my routine, I have to be here. So, for at least for the next couple of years anyway, then I'm gone. But, the world itself is the world. I'm going to tell you a place where I would not want to be, and that's Europe. Now, you may say, well, hell, what about Africa? Africa's bad. Yeah, Africa's terrible. But Europe, I just see little bits and pieces coming out of France or Britain, etc., the UK. And I'm like, these are some weirdos, man. And when you hear that song by that idiot, I can't remember his name, They Not Like Us. They not like us at all. These are some weirdos, man. And when you have the invasion of Middle Easterners, Islamic folks going into that environment, those two cultures don't mix at all. And I hate to say it, but I don't want to sound, prejudice or racist or anything like that, but those two cultures just don't mix, man. Not at all. Even the Indians, I like the Indians, They ain't never done nothing to me. But the cultures don't mix. They just don't. Well, I kind of feel the same way about when it just come to people here in my own country. But listen, I'm not finna get off into that. That's a discussion for another day. The cultures mixing and all that good stuff. I'm not finna deep dive off into that. That's not a conversation I need right now. But I will say, when it comes to the different cultures in these different countries, the invasion, if it was in moderation, over time, that's a different story. But when they just pile in there at once, they're not there to assimilate. They're there to cause disruption, and that's just the way I feel about it. Anyway, trying to think what else is went on. I'm not gonna sit here and bore the hell out of you with my nonsense. But I will say this. With me, I can be gung ho on something for a minute. I get bored. I get tired of it. I get bored real quick. And what I mean by that, there's a couple of people who I enjoy listening to via um, Rumble and YouTube and the different platforms. But to be honest with you, man, it's just gotten freaking boring. I don't know. Like I said, it's me. Um, I don't know what's happening to me. I just like me and my workouts. I used to be a gym nut, gym rat, and I ain't been to the gym shit probably 2 or 3 times in the past year, man. So, and I got my own gym. It ain't like I got to drive down to Planet Fitness or nothing like that. I got my own gym, man. So, yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this up, man, because I'm gonna start rambling and turn people away, which I don't want to do because I love you and I appreciate you. And my numbers are picking up. I think I say this every freaking podcast. My numbers are picking up on some platforms, and other platforms they staying the same. So it is what it is. We're gonna start doing a little bit dealing with college female softball. Because I just love college football, female softball, like I do volleyball as well. We're gonna start. I'm gonna start, putting up some stats and stuff here in the near future because I think they're winding down, and probably the next 6 weeks we'll be going into the end of the season, going into the College World Series. So it's gonna be fun. I enjoy stuff like that. We're gonna continue to do the news of the day, what's hot, what's not, and all that good stuff. But I appreciate you rocking with me. As always, in the name of the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit, I appreciate you guys and I love you. I'll see you next time.